Nobody can deny the horological importance of the G-Shock, its legacy of innovation, pop culture stardom, but above all, the functionality it has provided in just about every environment, from the battlefield to outer space. For watch enthusiasts, it's become one of the most collectible watches, almost a niche within a niche, so to speak, and a very easy rabbit hole to fall into. For me personally, the DW5600E-1V has served as my beta watch for over half a decade now. Its inherent toughness, faithfulness to the original G-Shock from 1983, affordability and ability to always perform in any situation has made it indispensable. Every watch collection deserves a beta watch, and in terms of value, functions and history, the DW5600E is king under $50. However, in 2020, after binge-watching the entire Mission Impossible franchise on Blu-ray, I purchased the new Casio that caught my eye during some serious watch spotting. After reviewing it on the channel and over the year that passed, the DW290 has now become my favourite Casio watch, even challenging the DW5600 for its title as the best affordable beta watch in its price range. So what makes this watch so compelling? Why am I completely besotted by it? After a year of experience, I'm going to share 9 reasons why I absolutely love this watch, and I consider it the best beta watch under $50. Now I'll do a quick wristwatch check before I forget. Wearing the Fortis Cosmonaut, there's going to be an unboxing and a giveaway of a Fortis very soon, so stay tuned, and please don't forget to like this video if you'd like to see more giveaways and all the rest of it. But anyway, hi guys, welcome to the show, and let's get into it. Number 1 is perfect ergonomics. The G-Shock's priority when it comes to design is, as the name implies, shock resistance. Therefore, its 10-layer system dictates its design, whereas the DW290 is all about ergonomics. There's no accident that it looks like a saturation diver's helmet, or for that matter, Master Chief from Halo. Its distinctive retro sci-fi look is certainly a desired taste, but do not be fooled, it's all very deliberate and was originally designed as a multi-purpose sports watch that could handle scuba diving. The exaggerated piston head style buttons and unusual shape of the case guide the hand to be able to push and differentiate the functions with maximum ease and comfort, especially when gloved. This gives it its unique hexagonal curved shape and resulting effectiveness in its functionality that has made it the choice of many NASA aquanauts as they train in NEMO, the NASA Extreme Environment Missions Operations Project, which is an analog mission that sends groups of astronauts, engineers and scientists to live in Aquarius, the world's only undersea research station, for up to 3 weeks at a time. The tactile advantage over the G-Shock, which honestly can be a little tricky to operate sometimes, is dramatic. The designers of this watch went even so far as to add little kind of braille-like, what would you describe that? Bobbles, bumps, little details there. So you can actually find your way around this watch with your eyes closed. I know, I'm not going to do it, I'll look completely mad, but try it, trust me, you can figure out where each function is. My second point is related to the first, and it's very simple. In low light conditions, it's far easier to push and hold down the light button for however long you need, due to it being far larger than that of the G-Shock. Sometimes I like to take a little longer to read the information on screen, especially late at night where I might be a little groggy or tired and require more time to let my eyes focus. I often wake up in the middle of the night to check the time. It does sound so simple, but trust me, after a while you rarely begin to appreciate this. This has become my favorite watch to sleep with. That sounds so wrong. Anyway, what is the next point? Number 3. Okay, it's size. Nothing dictates the decision to buy or not to buy like how a watch wears, and its size. The 290 certainly is a big watch, but works on any wrist thanks to its lug design. Unlike the G-Shock, the way it connects to straps is much more like a traditional watch and therefore does not angle the strap outwards, making it wear larger, like G-Shocks typically do. The reason G-Shocks attach to the straps in this manner goes back to its original design concepts. If you drop a G-Shock, the strap can absorb some of the impact. Again, we see the 290 prioritizing ergonomics over toughness.
Time to get tough. G-Shock. Casio.
So despite being the same weight, roughly kind of the same size in general, there is no wrist, no matter how small or how big, that this thing doesn't work with. The same cannot be said with the G-Shock. Number 4 is history, something Casio has undoubtedly a ton of. The G-Shock especially. While the 290 is nowhere near as historically important, since its introduction in the early 90s, it has accomplished an impressive amount considering its relatively short existence. Famously worn by former FBI Director Robert Mueller, it's also seen a big following in many branches of the US military, the French Foreign Legion, and of course with record-breaking NASA aquanauts and astronauts that we mentioned earlier. So number 5, its robustness, and nothing is as tough as a G-Shock under $50. That is the truth. But the Mission Impossible watch does come close. And you're never going to take the title away from the G-Shock. I mean, it's had a 24.9 ton truck drive over it, and it's become a world record, Guinness World Record holder. No other watch can boast that. So yeah. Realistically, even though your watch would obviously be fine, you yourself would not survive this situation. So is the level of toughness that a G-Shock has rarely required? The 290 comes quite close. Everyone that's owned one can personally attest to. In fact, it has the same water resistance. So why so high of a rating of 200 meters? Well, as explained earlier, it was designed as a multi-purpose sports watch, and its predecessor was none other than the legendary and highly overlooked DW340 digital dive watch that had an astonishing 300 meters water resistance. Now discontinued, it's become quite rare and collectible, typically going for around about $70 to $80 used on eBay. The 290 was released to replace it. They simultaneously released its smaller, less capable brother with 100 meters water resistance, the DW5600E-1V, which houses in fact the same module as the early 290s, before it got its upgrade to the module 3231 with the auto calendar pre-programmed to the year 2029. Do check out eBay, have a look, type in vintage Casio, and you will enter into a whole new world of very quirky, exaggerated, abstract designs, or something that just looks like a Submariner. You know, it's so varied. I love Casio in this way. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, number 6. Okay, it is the original Mission Impossible watch, and I cannot deny that it brings that ineffable kind of iconic magic to every time I wear it.
Good morning, Mr. Phelps. This is your mission should you choose to accept it. Ethan Hunt will be your point man as usual.
Worn by Tom Cruise as the incredibly cool super spy Ethan Hunt, it has become so synonymous with the movie, the watch is commonly known as the Mission Impossible watch. Based on the television show of the same name, this 1996 reboot, directed by the highly accomplished Brian De Palma, launched a franchise that slowly became a personal favourite. Sure, it had its low points, and being a massive John Woo fan, I can't tell you how disappointed I was by the corny sequel, but by the 6th installment, with Tom Cruise at the helm of production, it quickly turned around. Fallout, that movie in particular, in my opinion, being one of the greatest action movies of recent years, even surpassing the Daniel Craig era of Bond movies in my appreciation. But that is a discussion for another day. Please do share your favourite Mission Impossible movie in the comments. However, it would not have been possible without the stylish, now iconic De Palma original, where his unusual camera angles and compositions created an action spectacular with hints of film noir and classic Hitchcockian characteristics. The scenes in London's Liverpool Street Station, a place I have travelled through a million times during my life, especially gave it a personal, deeper connection. Most famous watches of the silver screen tend to be, of a luxury level. You've got the Rolex Submariner, James Bond, or the Speedmasters of Apollo 11, and so on. I do love the fact that the DW90 is so accessible and affordable. Anyone can have a little bit of that movie magic. That brings us nicely to our 7th point, value. When I purchased mine, it was $35 off Amazon. With supply and demand, this does fluctuate. Sometimes you can find them for cheaper, and sometimes for more. But on average, it costs between 30 to 40% less than the DW5600. The question you have to ask yourself, is the G-Shock almost twice as good to warrant that price difference? The 290, coincidentally, after the Back to the Future Casio databank and various on-screen F91Ws from countless films, it is the 3rd most affordable movie watch icon of all time. Talking of value, that segues beautifully into my next reason, number 8, and that is it does not require strap adapters. You don't have to pay extra. It fits any 20mm strap. In fact, I've actually shoved a Stealth NDC. This is the special Urban Gentry one with the lion, and they've even done a little Italian flag. Meraviglioso, guarda questo. I have worn mine on many NATO straps, but most often on a Tropic rubber strap for even more comfort. With the G-Shock, almost all of them in fact, you have to spend a little extra, typically between 15 to 20 bucks for some adapters due to the way the straps attach in the unconventional way we discussed earlier. Personally, I recommend J&Ks, who are best in the biz, but that combined with the cost of the watch does push up the total of the DW5600 to over the $50 mark, not to mention you have to buy the strap as well. Okay, my 9th and final point is, well, performance and functionality. I mean, it's the most crucial thing in a watch, and I've said many times that I use this for my cardio every single day. I'm not going to get rid of my G-Shock. I think it's so affordable and it's such an important piece. I want to keep it. I've really bonded with this one a lot, but this is my new favorite Casio, I have to say. Based on the 1000 series of modules, the current 3231 in the 290 has all the same complications as a modern DW5600, almost identical in fact, especially when it comes to accuracy, battery life, and so on. However, while the G-Shocks excel in ruggedness, the screen is more legible at all angles on the 290. The reason the G-Shock hasn't got as a clearer and crisper screen at these angles is, again, the 10 layers is at the detriment to some of the functionality because of it's got more layers. The larger buttons also make split timing quicker, and the electroluminescent backlight with afterglow tends to be brighter on the 290 as well, but it does make quite a difference. I also find the way it displays information with the central indicator bar more intuitive and quicker to interpret over the 5600, and the way the 1545 module presents information. While this could be personal preference, combined with all the aforementioned reasons, this gives it an edge to the trusty and faithful G-Shock, along with that inexplicable magic and charm of the futuristic design. In conclusion, I've never had a watch give me so much fun for so little cost, and that, at the end of the day, is why I love watches like this. It doesn't necessarily have to be something super expensive to get tremendous joy. I think the ratio of joy to value here is crazy. To think that I disregarded it in the past as being a little bit kind of ugly, that it looks like it should be in total recall. Anyway, guys, share your favorite Casios, your favorite beta watches. What is your beta watch? Any Casios you recommend I should look at? Or are there any watches that you once thought was kind of a bit, and then you experienced it, fell in love? Love hearing comments like that. Oh, and don't forget to like this video. Very important indeed. Thank you for watching, and as always, I will catch you in the next one. Okay, ciao.